These were left in my old truck. Some old Spirit signage. Candles. This was 2020 when we got a bunch of like leftover stuff when we changed our carryover from a different store. It's toilet decorations. It's from 2013 or 12. Toe-tagged corpse legs. This is a piece from The Broken Convulsing Nurse. Here's this candy bowl. It's such an easy fix, actually. Like, it's not even really snapped. I don't know. It just might not even have all the screws in it. Broken cactus. So yes, I am selling some Halloween animatronics. I've been mentioning this a lot in all the groups that I've been in. And I do have a lot of takers on most of the stuff that I have considered selling already. If I think of any more things that I want to sell that don't have takers, I will publicly make a video showing and telling what I'm gonna sell, but I'm not gonna sell everything, of course. And this is only big Spirit Halloween animatronics. I'm not selling any of my like Santas or anything like that. It's just all this. There's so much stuff taking up a lot of space in my units, and I just need more space. I can't. It's too much to deal with. If you saw the video I posted last week of the storage unit, take a look and you'll see why. I just don't want it to be like that anymore. It's so hard finding anything. It's hard. You have to take everything out just to find one thing. I don't have room for any new things, and I know there's going to be things I'll end up wanting this year, so I have to make room for those new things if I want new things. And plus, it'd be cool to kind of restart my collection too, like get rid of the things that are just too broken that I just don't have motivation or time to fix, and just buy new ones if they come up for a decent price. But for now, I just want to clear up some space and kind of restart. And I'm not going to sell anything. I'm not going to sell everything. I'm not going to sell my favorites. Like, I'm keeping all the Demonicas and the Evil Cauldron Witch, and even they might be broken, but I still want to keep those because they're favorites. I'm not selling everything. I'm just getting rid of like things that just don't work, that I don't have the use for anymore. I still am not sure if I'm doing a display this year. I know Lucas is going to probably do a display this year, but I don't know if I'm doing it with him this year. I don't think so. I have a lot of stuff that's broken that I just don't feel like... I want to take a year off from doing it. And that includes everything. I just want to take a year off from trying to fix everything and just kind of relax this year and just, yeah. I mean, maybe something will come up where we'll do a little display, or I will. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I know if when I work at Spirit, everyone's going to ask me about it, because the customers all the time constantly ask if I'm doing my display again. So, and I feel sad for them not to do it, because I know they enjoy it, but it's just so much work, and then I work too much the way it is to have time to do all this stuff. So I will see, but anyways, the main point is I am selling some things. I'm selling what I want to sell. Like, I know I'm gonna get a bunch of people commenting on this video asking me to sell certain things. Like, if I sell something, I'll let you know. But as of right now, a lot of my stuff, like I said, does have takers. So, and I will make one last videos of the things that I am selling before they go. But And I'm still keeping a majority of it. It's just there's some things that I'm just getting rid of. So, and like I said, again, I'll let you know if there is anything that I'm gonna sell that don't have takers currently. But yeah, just felt like I should make this video before I show everything. So yeah. Okay, so here's my Silent and Deadly Clown from Spirit Halloween 2013. I'm doing a video of it because I may be selling it to Sky the Killer. He asked me about it at Transworld. He said it was like the only clown from the clown train that he didn't have, and he really was looking for one. And you know, as you know, my storage unit is so cluttered and messy that I have no choice but to start selling things if I want to make room for new things, because I don't have room for anymore. So I got to get rid of some older things. So he offered me $150 for it, which is, I don't ask a lot for my broken down stuff. It's not really broken, but it's not perfect either. It's rigged. It's, you know, it's missing its knife, and I probably still have it, but it could be snapped in half. I don't know. Also, his shoes are missing. That I have those too, but again, my storage unit is so cluttered that it's going to be a while before I can find those. And when I do find those, I can send them out. But if he wants it in the meantime without the shoes, then yeah, it's going to come with the button, because I don't even know if the motion sensor works or not. I don't think it does, but maybe it does. There are wires off for the light up eyes, but it's just the wire harness, a really easy fix. I just twist the wires around and make it work that way. Battery, here's this compartment. It's supposed to go in there. Oh wait, what? There's a little pocket that it goes in. Okay, I slipped it into its little pocket there. Now the thing that's rigged about it is that it doesn't have its original poles. Well, at least the bottom part, and this isn't even his original base. This is actually an old SVI flesh-eating zombie base, the ones before they had snap locks. And this is how I rigged it, because I could, these old New Ray Sun, this is the only animatronic they've ever made, life-size 6-footer. The others were all statics, and this is how the setup was on all of them. They just had these that you slide over these little grooves or whatever they were, the nubs. So I just took SVI poles and like slid it on there. You can slide it in between on here too, in here too, but this is how I did it. That's what I mean by it's rigged by how it stands. Because I always had one pole missing for it. So because it would, as soon as you pick it up, everything would fall apart on it. So it always got lost. Like one year in our display, it was just sitting on a bench because I couldn't find any of its poles. And the last few years, since 2020, I think is when I found it, or 20 or 21 is when I rigged it to be like this. But all the years before that, it had missing parts. And the first year in our display, 2017, it was just a static at the end of our tunnel. But yeah. Anyways, it does fully move. It does move still, and its audio is still really sped up. That video I did of my grandparents' house tour, that's the first video where its audio got messed up in. So, and it's still like that. I know he's really cool. I know I'm gonna regret selling him, but the thing is, he's just not used very much in our display. I mean, he only has the button. This is a sensor that wouldn't work if it's dark out. And I know he's really good as a static, not even an animatronic, but I don't know. It is a tough decision, but like I said, I'm at the point where I just have to get rid of things that aren't my top favorites and stuff, and just kind of figure out what I want to keep and what I don't really need to keep and stuff like that. So, yeah. Please do it again. See, so he still works, and the audio actually isn't that messed up. It's almost original. It's just a little high pitched compared to what it's supposed to be. This was our store display as well, so it's been used a lot. I mean, oh yeah, I don't think it's as tall as it's supposed to be either. I think it's supposed to be originally a little taller, and that's what because of the poles that are missing. I don't know how tall it originally was. I'm 6'3". I'm a little taller than it, but I thought it was a little taller than this originally. Also, when I first bought it, I tried fitting it in my basement downstairs and it wouldn't fit, and I used to make videos showing how it always used to lean like it was almost broken, and that's because I tried shoving it in that room when it wouldn't fit. So so it's definitely not as tall because yeah, I remember it clearly. It didn't fit in that room because it was just a little bit too tall. So it is a tad bit shorter, but if I find its original poles and base, I will send those out too. But for now, this is how it is. And it did end up, it got glued here. This is where it broke from before. It wasn't really broke. It just needed to be re-glued. So that's been fixed. But it comes off of here as well. And I don't think it's supposed to do that. But that can be glued as well. But that'll make it a lot easier to ship though. Because this box was originally big. It was like this originally. It was tall, but kind of flat, because this whole part here was pretty much one piece. His arms, you didn't really have to attach his arms, you just had to attach the legs and the base, and that was pretty much it. And this arm isn't like, it comes off. In the store, I wrapped tape around it because the arms would always flop down like this. So how I fixed it is I just rolled the sleeve back here and wrapped tape around it, and then pulled the sleeve back up, and it wasn't stupid looking. And I remember people even clearly commented, "You're the only store that the arms actually posed right on it," because all the other stores, this arm, they didn't have posed, or this arm was just stupid looking and flopped over, and that's why. Because yeah, this is how it is. Just yeah. So anyways, so that's Silent and Deadly. That's probably the last video you're gonna see of it from me. So yeah. Hello everybody, and now here's another part of other things I'm selling as well. These are going to Willow Loves Halloween, the Lunging Lily, Rosemary, and I haven't pulled it out yet, but my headbanging zombie is broken. I'm selling that to him as well. Its like head is snapped, so it doesn't move anymore. Like, it's still a good static and everything, but it wasn't really deteriorated either, but the head did stop moving. So, and the mouth broke back in 2015. So, like I said, I'm getting rid of stuff that just doesn't work anymore, that's getting too old to function. And even though they're cool as statics, I don't use statics. I like things that work. That's the whole point of me being an animatronic collector, is them operating correctly and moving on their own. Yes, statics are cool, but they just sit there. They don't do anything. So I'd rather have things that move and do something than things that don't do anything, you know? So, and especially when I'm paying for 2 storage units for a bunch of stuff that doesn't work, that I can't really use, I'd rather have stuff that works in there than a bunch of stuff that doesn't work. So anyways, Lunging Lily, I know she's a really cool one. A lot of people love her, but I have to fix this thing every year. Well, it's not even a big problem. It's just the belt always snaps on it, which is not hard to fix, but the gears are going to end up giving it out again at some point, because I had to replace all the gears in this one a few years ago. And I don't even know how this thing still works, because remember how it always leans? I don't know how it's survived. I didn't think it would even be still around or in one piece at all by now. Like, the poles haven't snapped, and it's always had a leaning problem. It would always lean so far to the side because the plastic on the poles just isn't sturdy anymore. is always, it bends so much. See, like, look at that. And like right here, look at how bendy it is. It's not really supposed to be like that, but there's nothing I can do to fix it. As you can see, I've tried securing it really well, but it still does lean when it's operating. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just don't want to really have to fix this thing anymore. And yeah, at some point, if I keep using it, it is going to be beyond repair. Right now, it is still repairable and it still can be functional, but it's soon not going to be. So I'd rather sell it off, and Willow's probably barely going to use it. He doesn't even care if it's just a static, but and plus I'm selling these really cheap. Like, he's getting all 3 of these things for like 50 or 70 bucks plus shipping. So it's like, I don't charge a lot for this shit that is unrepairable. I've told them that, you know, these things are not really going to last, and they've been through a lot. This was our store display as well. Remember, when I set this up at the store, it didn't even come with screws right here. I had to put these screws in. So this was split in half, and it was leaning like this, and when it jumped, it fell over. It would have snapped instantly if I hadn't fixed it. So yeah, this was our store display. So it has lasted me a really long time. I've used it every year in the display, and the belt keeps snapping. I don't know, the belts I get from Ace Hardware, they dry rot so quickly, and it's because of the storage unit. You know, the temperatures changing from like -40 in the winter to like 100 in the summer. These dry rot every single year, and I have to replace these belts all the time, but it just gets really annoying. So I'm gonna test it though and see. It's not going to retract, obviously, because, like I said, the belt is snapped. But I'm still going to test and show that everything else does work. Got to turn this power strip on, and all the rock-on sounds are going to go on, too. See? Now, I don't know why. When I pulled her out of the unit, she had a 9-volt adapter wrapped around her. So I don't think I was using a 9-volt on her, but she had a 9-volt adapter wrapped around her, so that was kind of weird. But you can hear, you can tell the belt's off. So yeah, as you can see, it does work. Now, to replace the belt, you have to open up this space just to push the tabs to get these out to open this space. Unless you have a small enough screwdriver to where you can do that. I've done that before. But everything on the inside of this base is getting cracked. Because I had to glue down... What? She chews on the hair on these things. Stop it. They had all the gear, the screw holders for the mechanism were snappy, and I had to hot glue it. I put a bunch of hot glue all over cracks on the inside of it. That's another reason why I said this is not going to last much longer, because everything on the inside of this base is cracking. Not the outside, the inside. And so that's why I'm like, I can't believe it functions, because it is bad. Now, another thing, this is the Rosemary I bought off Harrison 2 years ago. And I used its adapter jack to fix that humor because his adapter port shattered. But then after I did that, his square shaft gear split. And I tried replacing it, and all the wires pulled off the board. So now she doesn't have an adapter port, so she's not functional. But this thing didn't work either. All the wires for the head movement were loose in the base, either on the harness or on the, but they would, if I wiggled it, the head, everything would move, but then it would just stop moving. So I know it was a loose connection, but there's so many wires off now. that I don't know which ones are the adapter anymore or which ones what is what. So Willow, good luck with this. But he got a 2013 Rosemary to use for parts to fix this because he wants this one to work instead. And I agree, the 2012 ones do look better, but the 2012 ones were so defective. I've had 3 2012 ones, and they all have issues with the lunging mech. This one wouldn't retract or lunge. Oh, it stopped retracting, I think. Yeah, the motor died for the retracting. And my other 2 2012s, the one never lunged, and the other one would sometimes lunge, but sometimes wouldn't lunge, and then it would sometimes retract and sometimes wouldn't retract. So they were just so fucked up all the time. And yeah. And the motors just go bad so easily because the motors in all my 2012s, the heads are weak in all of them. So, yeah. So again, good luck with that. There's so many wires off. I wouldn't even bother. I would just try to put this body on the 2013 one because I wouldn't. This is a mess. I wouldn't even bother trying to fix this. So, yeah. That's it for now. Oh, yeah, and then the eye-popping Reaper, I'm trading someone and a bunch of other things for a very different... It's a rock Lanciana, but it's not one of these types. It's the one that just whistles and plays music. It's different. It's very rare. I think it's only that version. Willow, you're also getting a one and only Dan's rotisserie chicken box. This is the deli that I work at, so you're getting the signature Jobing Videos location Dan's rotisserie chicken container box with this stuff. So this is the most valuable piece right here. None of that stuff. See, the eye is broken, but it can easily be glued. Deterioration is kind of starting on it, but yeah.
What's best about being super involved in the haunted community is that you always know somebody that would want it, like, personally. Looking? It's the only reason that I, like, got Facebook again. I used to just, like, not have it.